how is it possible? How is it possible that no one noticed a flaw in the OGL over the past 20 years? I mean, when that was coming out, it was a major thing, right? That, and it was looked over. Lawyers looked at it. Is this something that we should do? Is this not something that we should do? What is its legal status? All of that. And all of that's been looked at, I mean, for the past 20 years. As other people on Twitter were talking about, there are a lot of major properties that have had role-playing games released as part of the OGL. I didn't know that Warcraft was one of them. The World of Warcraft is one. The Middle-earth, Lord of the Rings, is one. All right. Cubicle 7 made Lord of the Rings game on that D20 license. Star Wars. Isn't Star Wars one? I think I saw Star Wars go by. But anyway, so those are major lawyers and attorneys and things like that who would be giving that kind of. So how is it possible that if there is this major flaw in the OGL, that no one noticed it until now? Because now we have all of these experts, well, we do have all the experts, but we have a certain chunk of experts, like my lawyer friend, who are saying, oh, well, obviously, revocability is completely different from it being perpetual. That's just obvious. Revocability and perpetual are just two completely separate things and always have been. That's just law. And everything is revocable by default. And a lot of people online in just general comments about, on the subject anyway, are like, oh, yeah, that's the same thing. Perpetual does not mean irrevocable. They can revoke it anytime they want. That people are saying that in the comments. Well, if people are saying that now, they didn't say that 1 year ago. They didn't say that too. I've never seen this idea that it's revocable come up, right? Like all of a sudden it's everywhere. And and I'm not saying they're wrong because I have no idea, but I'm just saying that all of a sudden we're seeing this everywhere and I've never seen it before. Have you? And how is that possible that there could be this critical flaw in the OGL that no one has noticed, but now everyone thinks is obvious? DM's Toolbox says, I think anyone who is saying that in the comments in places got that from my lawyer friend. Yeah, it had to originate someplace, especially originate in the gaming community. And it could be from my lawyer friend. But if that's a basic legal thing, if that's a basic legal thing, difference between, and I'm not saying you're wrong here, but I'm just saying if that's a basic legal thing that my lawyer friend has brought up, why didn't that basic legal thing get brought up when the OGL was released? I don't know. DM Toolbox says, so that's just info that is out there now that people are assuming is correct. It may be, but we don't know. Right, which is the idea that I was bringing up with regard to experts, and that's exactly right. We, as non-experts in IP law, are, groups of people who are non-experts in IP law have differing opinions on this subject. All right? Well, then let's go to the experts. Fortunately, our society does have experts in that. We have universities. We train people for years and years and years to be experts in law. And then people are willing to go into extreme amounts of debt in order to become experts in this. And more importantly, or even more importantly than that, that not only are we have experts in law, but we have specific experts in IP law. Well, that sounds perfect. That's exactly who we should go talk to. We should just go talk to experts in IP law. Our civilization spends an exorbitant amount of effort making sure that we have those experts. And we have the internet. And we have the internet now, which means that we have basically instant access to these experts. Perfect. You would think this would be where our civilization would really shine, because now we can get definitive answers to things like this from experts in the field on demand. And there will be no ambiguity. Right. We wish, right? Because not only do we have lay people who are on both sides of the argument, all of a sudden we also have all of the experts who are on both sides of the argument. Crazy world. Crazy world. So DM Toolbox says he is the only lawyer I know of that has said that. Every other lawyer I have seen weigh in has said that WotC can't do it. Stray says, how did no one see this? The Death Star had a construction flaw that Vader didn't see, and he's got the Force. Well, it could be that. It could be that. That could be it. Well, I mean, okay. I mean, these are... Okay. I mean, maybe these are reasonable points. Thok Thought Totem says, how did nobody notice this? And has anyone noticed that you don't see Clark Kent and Superman together at the same time? Yeah. I mean, maybe so, but you would think, especially since the what was that? Dancy was his last name, who was saying that he was one of the vice presidents at Wizards of the Coast at the time, and he was saying that was never our intention to have it be revocable. So you would think when they were talking to lawyers, the lawyers would have said, "Oh, well, if your intention is to never have it to be revocable, then we should say irrevocable."